Hi friends, like I said, I'm going to do my first tutorial today and we'll see how it goes. So for today I'm going to make a double page spread about my son's science fair project. This was his first science fair project. It was third grade, so it was last year, and I had printed some photos of the event. And I usually work with 4x6 photos because it's cheaper to print them as a 4x6, and I'm able to put more pictures in the layout with a 4x6 canvas or 4x6 sized photos. But I also like to, what I do is I go on Photoshop and then I could put two images in one 4x6 canvas, which makes it cheaper for me because then I can print two pictures for a price of one print. And so what I do is I just cut them. So I could do this. I could make a picture that's smaller, make it into a 3x4, or I can also do 4 2x3s. So that's what I do with my pictures. So I have my pictures there. I had printed my journaling. I wrote some things about this event in my blog, and so I just took out all the words that I have written there, put them in Word, and then printed them off in white cardstock. I'm going to use these items for this layout. First I'm going to use some twine. This is denim. I'm kind of going with a school theme, so I'm going with blues, reds, and yellows and greens, you know, the primary colors for school. So I have that. Star punch. I'm going to use two different colors of letter accents, and so I have my black and then I have my green, and I'm also thinking of using some numbers for this layout, so I'm going to use these ones. I will use some pearls. I am in love with washi tape right now, so I have two washi tapes that I'm going to try to incorporate in this layout. I have this sticker from Jelly Bean Soup, and I'm going to use these stickers over here for numbering. I want to use some tags, and I want to use an M sticker for my son's name. And I like this sticker, Oh Snap, so I think I'm going to try to incorporate that and maybe the owl. And then I love word stickers because they say the sentiments better than I would. So I think I'm going to use the Shoot for the Moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I want to use that one. And this paper is from Kaiser Craft, and I want to use this block over here. Now, I'm trying to use up a lot of my supplies, and so I'm thinking with these videos that I'm going to kind of incorporate both old and new stuff. And these papers are from Studio Calico. It's from the elementary collection, and this is kind of an old collection, but you know, I'm gearing to the usual scrappers out there that have been hoarding some papers like I have, and so I'm going to use this one. So don't be afraid to use those old papers, and you can always mix them up with new ones. So these are from Studio Calico, and this is from Basic Gray. The Fact collection. And it comes with really fun stuff and some really bold colors, but I'm going to use the more muted hexagons. Hexagon is really in right now, so I'm going to use that. And for a base, I'm going to use yellow cardstock. So that's where my supplies are, and then we'll get started. So because this is a double page spread, I'm going to line up the yellow, and then what I want to do is I'm going to use that. You see, I have used this pattern paper already, so I think I'm going to cut them at 10 by 10 square. If I can find my paper trimmer. Found it. Okay, so I'm going to cut it at a 10-inch square. Actually, I'm going to put both of them to make it faster. I like to use double page spreads, or to do double page spreads when I have a lot of pictures to work with, because then I don't cram all my stuff in just a 12 by 12 canvas. This way I have a lot more space to work with, and I can put however I want. Okay, so this is going to go like that, and I don't like to glue stuff right away because I like to, you know, move things around and see if they work or not. And so I'm just going to lay that there. And then I wanted to use this paper because it is reminds me so much of school. So I'm going to cut about a 3-inch strip. And then I'm going to put that right there. And I have this paper that have the decorative edge that I used one side already, and I'm going to cut, actually I think I want to cut it this way so I can use this side. I like decorative edges to add on my page because it kind of breaks out all of the blockiness of, you know, grids and rectangles and squares and all that stuff that we have in our papers. So I think I'm gonna just slide that right there, and then I'm going to add some grid to that. So I think I'm gonna cut this about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to put that like that. Now, as you can see, this line, or this decorative edge, is not entirely going all the way to the end of the of the 12 by 12 piece. So I'm thinking maybe I will just make it go match up with this, with the hexagon paper, and then put it like that. See how that goes. And then we'll just trim that piece so it all stays in that block. And then, because I like to balance my 12 by 12 pieces, I want to put the same exact thing that I did here over here. So I'm going to get more of these paper. Now, as you can see, this is not going to fit. So I'm going to grab the other piece of it. I have another piece of it, and then I'm going to cut horizontal. Horizontal. And then I'm going to cut it again 3-inch. And do the same exact thing. I think I'm going to use this side. And the beauty of this is that when I'm all done with the borders of this paper, then I can use this as the center of another 12 by 12 page if I wanted to. So I'm going to put that right there, match that up, and then another strip of that stripe paper that's 1/2 inch. Okay, so once I've kind of seen what my background would look like, now I can kind of figure out where I want my pictures to go. So my pictures are, I think I'm going to put the two 4x6 over here. Set it right there. And then I'm kind of going to do it, I will do this, I am going to do this chronologically. And so the first thing that we did with this project was to do the experiment. And so these are the experiment pictures. And then this other one where he's sitting on the floor is when he was putting his board together. So I'm going to just trim a little bit of this because I can still see the other photo in that edge. So I'm going to stick this right here. I'm a grid person. I like things lined up. It just makes me happy. So that's what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to put that right there. So as you can see, the layout is starting to look like a layout. And then I'm going to cut this little piece right here. And then we're going to add that to our layout by the pictures. See, I like these 3x4 papers that are coming out right now because of Project Life. A lot of them are making things like this for Project Life. And I like them because you can just cut them up and use them in different kinds of projects. So as you can see, this is what our layout is looking like. And then of course we have to have our journaling, which is pretty long, and I was thinking of putting that over there, and so we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if I like that, being that it's gonna cover our pattern paper, but we'll see how it all looks. That's why I do not adhere anything in my layout until I am for sure with what I am seeing, because I usually tend to move things around, and I would have a sketch once in a while, but lately I've just been kind of doing it, winging it basically. So here is my journaling, and yeah, I think that will work. It'll just cover the paper, but that's fine with me. The more important part is this story anyways. I mean, layouts is all about the stories and the pictures, and the products are kind of, you know, they help, but they shouldn't overpower your layout. Okay, so as you can see, I haven't adhered to anything, but I'm looking at it and I like it. And so now I'm going to work on the titling. Now the title, it's a science fair, so fair kind of for me seems like a celebratory type of event, and so I want to add some banners over here for my first part of my title. And so to do that, I have beforehand I've cut this strip into a 1.5 inch size piece, and then with my paper trimmer, I usually don't measure anything, I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to make triangles out of this for my banner. So if it's straight, you're just gonna cut a piece of it to make that slanted edge, and then you continue on. And I think I'm gonna do, so my tip is at 1.5, and then the bottom part is where I'm gonna cut it, and so that's how I line them up. So they're not perfect triangles, but I don't really, that's not a big deal for me. I mean, I can always fix it later, but I had made a few of them early on, and so I'm going to just lay them up over here, and I'm going to put the title Science on here. So I'm going to start there and just go okay, don't want to cover his face, so I'm just going to go that way, and then I'm going to continue my title this way. So I'm going to write science and then fair project. See if that works. Okay, so that's that, and then we're going to add, so you can see I'm not gluing anything yet because I'm just not, I don't want to commit yet. But I am going to put these stickers on here. See if I like them against that green background. So I'm just going to spell out science. And these are from Basic Gray. They're chipboard black letters. And I like them because they're already black. I don't have to color them up. And because they're chipboard, they're sturdy. Just take the end right there. Oops. The C doesn't want to give. Okay. C. And our last E. Okay. So we had put together the science, and I think I'm going to start gluing some of these down so that I can see what needs to be lifted up with foam dots, or what needs to, what we can use to add texture and embellishment and dimension on this. So I will be back, and I will adhere to these things.